For all our confidence in logic, memory, and perception, the human brain is far from perfect. It is a masterpiece of evolution, but also a patchwork of shortcuts, illusions, and improvisations. It fills in gaps that aren't there, invents details it never saw, and sometimes creates entire experiences out of nothing. We like to believe our thoughts are reliable, our senses accurate, and our memories faithful. But the truth is far stranger. Today, we explore 10 of the human brain's most bizarre glitches, moments when the mind betrays itself, revealing just how fragile and mysterious our inner world truly is. 1. Déjà vu. Almost everyone has felt it. The eerie sensation that a moment you're living has happened before. A conversation, a room, a sound. Suddenly it all feels familiar, as if you've stepped into a memory you never formed. Déjà vu is not a supernatural experience. It is a neurological timing error. The brain processes the present moment through two pathways, one fast and unconscious, the other slower and conscious. When the timing slips, the second signal feels like a memory of the first. But the phenomenon is deeper than a simple delay. Brain scans show that déjà vu activates the same regions involved in memory retrieval, even though no actual memory exists. It's the brain checking its own database, finding nothing, and still insisting something feels familiar. Some researchers believe déjà vu is the brain's way of testing its memory system, a kind of internal diagnostic. Others think it's a byproduct of the brain's constant prediction engine, where the mind tries to anticipate the next moment and occasionally overshoots. Whatever the cause, déjà vu is a reminder that the present can masquerade as the past, and that familiarity is not always a sign of memory. Sometimes, it's a glitch. If déjà vu is the illusion of familiarity, jamais vu is the illusion of unfamiliarity. It is the sudden, unsettling feeling that something you know extremely well has become strange or foreign. You repeat a common word until it dissolves into nonsense. You look at a familiar face and feel a momentary disconnect. You walk into your own home, and something feels subtly wrong. Jamais vu occurs when the brain's recognition circuits momentarily fail. The information is correct, but the emotional tag of familiarity is missing. It's as if the brain forgets that it knows something, even while still knowing it. This glitch reveals how recognition is constructed. It's not automatic. It's a layered process involving memory, emotion, and pattern matching. When one layer falters, the entire experience collapses. Jamais vu is rare, but when it happens, it can be deeply disorienting. A reminder that even the most familiar parts of our lives depend on fragile neural processes. Entire groups of people remember events that never happened. A movie line that was never spoken. A logo that never looked the way you recall. A historical detail that millions swear they learned in school, but is objectively false. This is the Mandela effect, named after the widespread false memory that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s. The phenomenon reveals how memories are not stored like files, but reconstructed each time we recall them. Every recollection is a remix, influenced by suggestion, expectation, and the memories of others. The brain is a storyteller, not an archivist. It fills in gaps with its best guess, then stores the guess as fact. When many people share similar guesses, a collective false memory emerges. The Mandela effect is not evidence of alternate universes or parallel timelines. It is evidence that memory is a negotiation, a fragile agreement between neurons, culture, and imagination. The brain is shockingly easy to deceive. With the right suggestion, people can remember events that never happened. Childhood vacations, conversations, even crimes. Entire scenes can be implanted through leading questions, emotional cues, or repeated storytelling. False memories feel just as vivid and real as true ones. The brain does not label them as fiction. It simply fills in gaps with its best guess, then stores the guess as fact. This glitch reveals a profound truth. Memory is not a recording. It is a reconstruction. Every time you remember something, you rebuild it from fragments. And each reconstruction introduces new distortions. Your most confident memories may be the least accurate. The brain values coherence over truth. You wake up, but you can't move. Your eyes open, but your body is frozen. A weight presses on your chest. A shadow stands in the corner. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. This is sleep paralysis, a terrifying glitch between dreaming and waking. The brain's paralysis mechanism, meant to keep you from acting out your dreams, remains active while consciousness returns. Meanwhile, dream imagery bleeds into the waking world, creating hallucinations that feel real. Cultures around the world have interpreted sleep paralysis as demonic visitation, alien abduction, or spiritual attack. But the truth is neurological. It is the brain caught between states, unable to fully commit to either. Sleep paralysis is a reminder that the boundary between dream and reality is thinner than we think, and that the brain can trap us in the space between. Every human eye has a blind spot, a place where the optic nerve blocks incoming light. You should see a hole in your vision at all times, but you don't. Your brain fills it in. It guesses what should be there based on surrounding information and simply invents the missing details. You walk through life with a patch of reality that is pure imagination, and you never notice. This glitch reveals how much of vision is constructed. The brain edits your perception constantly, smoothing over gaps, correcting errors, and creating a seamless experience that feels complete. You see less than you think, and more than is actually there. 7. Pareidolia. A face in the clouds, a figure in the shadows, a voice in the wind. Pareidolia is the brain's tendency to find patterns, especially faces, where none exist. This glitch is not a flaw, it is a survival mechanism. For millions of years, it was safer to mistake a shadow for a predator than to overlook a real threat. The brain evolved to detect meaning in randomness, even when the meaning is false. Pareidolia is the mind's way of saying, it's better to be wrong than to be dead. But it also reveals something deeper. The brain is constantly searching for order and chaos, even when the order is imaginary. When someone loses a limb, the brain often refuses to accept the loss. The missing arm itches. The missing leg aches. The hand that no longer exists feels clenched into a fist. This is the phantom limb phenomenon, a glitch in the brain's body map. The neural circuits that once controlled the limb remain active, firing signals into empty space. The brain continues to sense a body that is no longer there. Phantom limbs reveal that our sense of self is not physical, it is neurological, a map drawn inside the brain, independent of the body it represents. Some people who are completely blind due to brain damage can still navigate obstacles, detect motion, and respond to visual cues, even though they have no conscious awareness of seeing anything. This is blind sight. The eyes work, the unconscious visual pathways work, but the conscious mind receives nothing. It reveals that perception is layered. You can see without knowing you see. You can react to the world without experiencing it. The brain is doing far more behind the scenes than consciousness ever realizes. In rare cases, the two hemispheres of the brain are surgically separated to treat severe epilepsy. When this happens, something extraordinary occurs. The left and right halves of the brain begin to operate independently. One hand may button a shirt while the other unbuttons it. One hemisphere may identify an object the other cannot name. One side may follow instructions while the other rebels. It is as if two minds inhabit the same skull, each with its own preferences, memories, and intentions. The split brain phenomenon forces us to confront a profound question. If dividing the brain creates two consciousnesses, what does that say about the unity of the self? The human brain is not a flawless machine. It is a collection of shortcuts, improvisations, and evolutionary hacks. It fills in missing information, invents details, rewrites memories, and sometimes creates entire experiences out of nothing. It is brilliant, fragile, and deeply mysterious. These glitches are not signs of failure. They are windows into how the mind constructs reality. A reminder that what we experience is not the world itself, but the brain's best attempt to interpret it. And sometimes, the interpretation falters,